very much, Rory.
How satisfying was that really in the end? I suppose if we take the 5 days as a whole, you got a big one. Dan Lawrence, good debut and wickets for the spinners. Do you take a lot of heart from that?
Yeah, I think any test win you've got to take a lot of confidence from and a lot of heart from. I think the way that we've gone about this game, it's not been the perfect performance. We're very well aware of that. But with the little lead in that we've had into this tour, the little cricket that our spinners have had as well, in particular Leachy, for him to come out of the game with 5, I think is a great achievement for him, and will hopefully do him the world of confidence moving forward for the rest of this winter. But I thought it was a really impressive effort from the whole bowling group yesterday, from lunch onwards. We didn't have a lot fall in our favour like we did on day one, but we managed to hold the game for long periods of time. And then when we did get the ball in the right areas and create chances, that really meant that at no point did they get a score that was out of reach for us. So there are a lot of good things, like you mentioned. Some very good partnerships with the bat. Talk about making big partnerships. I thought we did that very well. And another score, first inning score over 400. So there are a number of things that we can take into the next game, but we're very well aware that we'll have to keep looking to improve, get better, if we're going to keep having continued success over the next 5 test matches.
You're obviously back on the same pitch, well, the same ground at least on Friday. With the way the two spinners went about things, they obviously both got a 5 for. They picked up some good numbers. But do you expect the pair of those guys to be even better next week for the time and the overs they've had in this week?
Yeah, I think so. I think they will be. And I think they'll have got a huge amount from this, not just confidence in the terms of them taking wickets, but the amount of time that they've had out there. You can't replicate spending time out there in the field in a match situation against high international players, and they will get better and better the more cricket they play. And it's not just the actual art of spin bowling in terms of the skill and the technical elements to it, but the mental aspect of it, getting used to the heat. There's not been that build up and that I suppose leading that you would normally have to an away tour in such extreme conditions. So I think this game will ready them even more for Friday, and they'll be better for having the workout this week.
And just lastly, what does it tell you about the depth of your red ball cricket, really, that in quite trying circumstances it was sort of finished off today by a guy who's not played Test cricket in over a year, and Dan Lawrence on debut? They both batted well in the first innings also, and actually the amount of Test cricket in those guys has been very minimal, and they've come in and they're the guys who are stepping up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to see as as captain, as guys getting opportunities and really taking them with both hands. And I thought one thing, for a young guy in Dan to come in and play with such maturity, such a calm nature, and to be put in that situation last night and handle it how he did was really impressive for a guy making his debut, and really pleasing for Johnny as well. I think both innings showed his class, showed that he's got a very good game against spin, and why he has got a very good game for Test cricket. And it was lovely to see them both perform so well and start the winter really strongly. So it's great to know that there are a number of guys that are being rested and out currently, that guys are coming into those positions, and there is that strength there, and we're building all the time as a group and as a squad. So that's what you want to see, and hopefully that can continue moving forward.
Okay, we'll go with James Cole, please. Sky Sports News.
Hi, Joe. Well played. Looking ahead to the second test, if you don't mind, are you expecting Sri Lanka to come back stronger? We saw, didn't we, how they performed in the second innings, that they got a lot more than they showed in the first, perhaps.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I think they've already showed that they're very keen to improve on that first innings, and I think we should expect them to come out and play in a very similar manner to how they did in the second innings. Made it very hard work for us, and performed very well as a batting group. So we know that they're a very good good side in these conditions, and that they will be a very proud team as well with some very high class players, and they'll be desperate to turn things around on Friday. We've just got to look to keep getting better. If we can keep improving all the time, keep learning from this game and the good things, also the little mistakes that we've made, we will also get better, and we'll be a very hard side to beat. So it's really important that we started off strong this winter. I'm really pleased in the manner that we've done it.
And with back-to-back tests, do you plan to rotate a little bit, particularly the seam bowlers?
Well, it's nice that we've got an extra day now, and we've got a bit of time to make those decisions. So, over the next couple of days, we'll assess things and make sure that we're very comfortable with the side that we take out into the next game.
And will Moeen come into the equation, or is he too under-prepped?
With Mo, I think it's really important that we take it day by day and that we, look at where he's at over the next couple of days. And I think it'd be wrong to completely rule him out. But it's just so good to have him back around the dressing room. He's such a big character, such a great part of the two squads, and for him to be in and around the test team again is brilliant. So we're just thrilled for him to be back in amongst it, and look forward to him being back at training when we start getting ready for the next game.
And finally, from me, at your innings, where does that rank for you? And what were you particularly pleased about?
Oh, I mean, it's always hard to rank him. For it to be part of a win is always very special. But the thing that really pleased me was the mindset that I got myself into. I've done a lot of thinking over the last since the end of the summer of how I can and look to get better, and a lot of it was the mental side of the game. So for me to manage to put that straight into practice out here was really pleasing, and I just want to build on it now. I want to really make this a successful season and a successful year, and know that with the amount of cricket we've got, it's important that as captain I try and lead from the front with my performances at the back.
Thank you.
Cheers, James. We'll go Will and then Dean, please.
Hi, Joe. I think when you were run out last night, the collective anxieties of English cricket sort of were there for all to see. How were you feeling at that point with a debutant walking past you to go out, and what was the dressing room like that you walked back into?
With those run chases, they're always very tricky and a little bit nervy because of the expectation, and when you want to just get off to a very strong start. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that, and it was always going to just take one partnership, two guys grabbing it by the scruff of the neck and showing some maturity and some calmness out there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that with Johnny, and it was a bit hairy for a period, but for Dan to go out and play in that manner, as I mentioned, is really impressive. So there are things and mistakes that we've made in this game that we probably got away with a little bit, but to win, to still be able to come out and win, having lost the toss here at Galle, is a really pleasing start, and I'm very proud of the guys. I think it was a brilliant effort from everyone.
Cheers.
Okay, Dean, and then we'll go John and then George.
Yeah, hi Joe. Well done. You often talk about doing sort of special things and creating history. I think it was flagged up that this is the fifth successive win in Sri Lanka for an England side, which is a record equaling win, and it's the fourth win away from home for an England team, which you haven't done since the 50s. Do those things please you, and you're keen to extend those records, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, you look back a couple of years and our record away from home was very poor. So for us to have really sort of turned that round is testament to the group of players, really, their dedication, the way that they look at the conditions and try and find ways of, creating 20 chances as a bowling group and making those big contributions with the bat and big partnerships it is showing that we are improving all the time. And as I've mentioned a lot, we aren't the finished article. We've got a long way to go, and we are making little errors here and there, but we are getting better. And that's seen by the results that we're having. We know there'll be bigger challenges throughout this winter and beyond, but we're going in the right direction, and can't ask any more from the group of players in that respect. And really proud and pleased of the way that we've we started here, and over the last period, how we've gone about performing away from home.
And just another word on your own performance. It sort of slid under the radar, I think, a little bit that you've gone past 8,000 test runs, which is a pretty big number. What does that mean to you, and what does that kind of say about a guy who's had a pretty successful test career and is still as young as you are?
Well, hopefully there's plenty more to come. I'm sure when I'm grey and old and finished a washed-up old player, that I'll look back and be extremely proud of what I've achieved. But I'm very keen that there's a long way to go for me as a player and as an England player. So hopefully it's just another stage in my career and something that, as I said, this is a moment that hopefully I can really build on ahead of a very busy year and some very exciting challenges and test matches.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll go with George DeBell, and then we'll finish with Ali Martin.
Good day, Joe. Well played. Is it relevant? Is it relevant that you came into this game really, really fresh? I know the preparation time wasn't ideal, but maybe for you personally, that's quite revealing that you had a bit of time off and weren't maybe not so wearied by the demands of captaincy and what have you.
I think that with the time off, the thing that's really benefited me is actually having a period of time to really work at my game. Whether that's technical or mentally, to have a period of time to really think about things, take some stock, and look where I can improve. That's where I think I've benefited the most. You always, for a long time now, I've been quite used to playing huge amounts of cricket and consistently, and still managed to have success. So I think that, of course, in the current climate with bubbles and how things are alongside COVID, it will make it a little bit tougher. But I think that that's the thing that's really helped me coming into this game. The challenge now is to make that really count and to build on a nice start personally.
Is there anything you could learn from that going forward in terms of maybe giving yourself a bit more of a break here and there for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I do think I can do that alongside cricket, but of course there will be occasions where I might have to miss out here and there. But I'm desperate to play as much as I can. I love playing cricket. I love playing for England. I feel very privileged to get the opportunity to do so. I know that the careers are very short and you want to make the most of it. So I suppose getting the balance between that is very important. But certainly, the way that I thought about things in that period, I will look to try and replicate if I find myself in a similar scenario.
Just to add on from me, you had some England support there, and you clearly appreciated that. Can you tell us how you've interacted with him?
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible story. I read about it a little while back now, and to see him struggle to get on the fort the first couple of days, to see him finally up there enjoying himself and managing to get to watch some cricket was fantastic. All of the guys really appreciate him being there and the support that we get from everyone that comes and watches us. And I think he was almost a beacon for everyone at home watching on the screens. And we're very lucky to have the support that we get everywhere in the world. So it was nice at the end of the game, managed to actually have a little conversation with him over the phone. And it's really really interesting story. So lovely for him to be able to enjoy that moment with the rest of the group.
Brilliant. Thank you.
And last question, Ali Martin.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Ali.
Hi, mate. It's just a quick one. This is, I think you've just drawn level with Alistair Cook and Andrew Strauss with 24 Test wins as captain, and you're only a couple away from Michael Vaughan. Do you think your captaincy sort of gets enough credit, or do you feel like there's still more to come on that front? And also, how relevant is it this is your first win away from home without Ben Stokes in the team when you've been captain?
I didn't know that. It just shows how influential player he is and what a great asset he is to English cricket. from a personal point of view, I don't think you can ever be a finished article as a captain. I certainly don't feel that that's the case with me. I'll always look to improve and get better. But we are, as I mentioned, we are improving as a side, and I feel that I'm getting a better handle on things. There are different challenges everywhere you go in the world, and it's important that you take as much as you can from all the experiences you've had as a player and on previous tours as captain as well. So it's really pleasing to see where we are right now. But my focus is just on us trying to get better all the time and trying to get the best out of the group of players that in and around the squad and feel that we are making strides all the time. I can't ask any more from the group in that respect.
The Stokes thing is quite sort of key in terms of the rest of the group, isn't it? In terms of doing it without the talisman in the team.
Yeah, and it's very obvious that when you've got a player like Ben Stokes, he's three players in one in many ways, and what he's managed to achieve, in particular, last couple of years, has been extraordinary. And he'd probably in my eyes, he would walk into every Test team in the world right now and be one of the first names on the sheet. So, of course, we're going to miss him. But it will do guys a lot of confidence knowing that if he was to go down injured, for example, at any point, that we have guys that can come in and play in that role. And it might mean that the side looks slightly different on occasions, but we've managed to win Test matches in very foreign conditions as well. They were quite extreme conditions towards the end of the game, so to not have one of your best players around, it sure will give the group a lot of confidence, and it shows that we're growing all the time as a team.
Cracking. Cheers. Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Enjoy the rest of your morning and afternoon and evening. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Bye.